Hey, hi everyone. This is a short demo of the FindGrant application where you can search for organizations which are disbursing grants in different areas. You can do all sorts of analysis. So let's jump right into it and show you what we have right now. Now, bear in mind that this is an early version of the platform and we are actively working on it and adding more and more features. So this could look a lot different in a month or two if you are trying it then. So the first thing you can do is search for organizations by name, by their mission statement, or by their EIN. So let me search for organizations which are working on education. Okay, so it found around 76,000 organizations. Let me now add some other filters. For example, financial filters. I want only organizations which have at least disbursed $1,000 plus worth of grants. So let's add that filter and see how many organizations are left. Okay, now we have around 1262 organizations. Let's add a few more filters, asset range and revenue range, so that we have some organizations where we have all the three: grants, assets and revenue. Okay, so now we have only 12 organizations which are working in the education sector where we have relatively complete data. So let's look at this one. So on the organization profile page, you are going to see a bunch of data for that organization. For example, address, phone, email if we have that available, their mission statement, location, founding year, EIN, classification, subsection, foundation type, key metrics like total assets, annual revenue, latest year grants. So like they have disbursed around $1.1 million in grants last year. Total recipients, so 92 recipients received those grants. Then we have some visual analytics like geographic reach. So they are mainly distributing these grants in California and Louisiana. And then a pie chart of the focus areas of this organization. So this organization is focusing on education, human services 41%, then health is 13%, art around 6%. So it's pretty spread out. Now for the financial timeline, now this is because we have only 1 year worth of data for this organization. You don't see any chart, but if we have multiple years of data for this organization, there will be a curve here telling a story about their financial health. Then you have organization efficiency, like how it compares to the rest of the peers in the same category. Let's move over to the filings area where we can see uh, the data from ProPublica for this organization. We can see how the revenue, expenses and assets are moving over time. We also get the PDF link for those filings. So if you want to dive deeper into those PDFs, you can click on those links and go directly to the full PDF format. So this could take a few seconds to load because this can be a bit long. Yeah, so you have the full PDFs for their financial filing. Then you have year by year breakdown of their revenue, expenses, balance sheet, who prepared their filing. Then you go to grants, and in grants you can see that there were 92 recipients in the year 2021, $1.1 million in total amount distributed, and the average grant size for this organization was $12,400. And then you can see the list of all the recipients who received those grants and the purpose of the grant distributed to that organization. For example, California Indian Museum and Cultural Center received a grant worth $15,000, and the purpose was to provide art workshops to native people through the Healing Through Cultural Arts Wellness Project. So you can do a whole load of analysis here, and if you're finding hard to do it yourself, we have an AI agent here, and you can ask it questions and it will give you answers based on the data we have for this organization in our database. So for example, this has 92 recipients, but I might want to analyze the repeat funding relationships this organization have with the recipients. So I'm going to say, please analyze the repeat funding relationships this organization have. And this is going to use a bunch of tools that it has access to in the backend and give us a bunch of visualizations along with its analysis, strategic insights and recommendations. So if I scroll over, you can see that the overview, it has 3 repeat relationships with total funding volume of $174,000, total 6 grants to those 3 recipients, average strength score. It assigns a strength score based on the analysis it performs in the backend, and it gives you which 3 organizations those are. So for example here, Career Technical Education Foundation, Sonoma State University and West County Health Centers Incorporated. And it also performs other analysis if you're interested in that. insights like how it assigned the relationship quality score and the top 5 relationship details. So in this case we only have 3, so the detail for those 3 with the score in descending order. Then it tells you the key insights, for example, all identified relationships span 1 year, indicating potential for long-term partnerships. It also gives you recommendations. Consider extending partnership duration with current grantees by focusing on long-term impact goals and measurable outcomes. Expand geographic scope, leverage strong relationships. In conclusion, it is saying that Sonoma County Mitner's Foundation demonstrates a strategic approach in nurturing strong repeat relationships with local organizations dedicated to education, health, and development services. Continuing to build on this foundation will enhance regional influence and foster sustainable improvements in the community. So you can do a lot more. For example, if I want to find other organizations which are supporting the same mission, so I can say something like find me some organizations which are supporting similar mission. Okay. Alright, so here it has given us 5 organizations, the mission they are supporting, their EIN number, their revenue, their location, and some additional information like community development dominance. Most organizations focus on community development, representing 46 matches, reflecting growing initiatives in the sector, size and scale, educational program impact, recommendations, a conclusion. And in the visual analytics, you can see the top keywords, which is community development, then distribution by size, keyword effectiveness, the organizations which are supporting this mission, uh, geography, mainly California, sector, community improvement, insights, okay, new birth, community development endeavors to the bridge between communities. I already have tested it out on some other organizations where some other prompts, so let's also look at those. So for example, here I tried to analyze the giving pattern for the giving in cooperative, and it gave me these results that the trends highlight that giving is priority to support local Texas initiatives, favoring both smaller and moderately sized funding opportunities while diversifying marginally to other states. This insight can guide nonprofits in Texas to tailor their outreach and engagements with giving incorporated, leveraging the high preference showed within state grants. Let's see one more. So here I tried to visualize the funding network of RWJF, and I think I can click here and I can visualize the funding network of RWJF. For example, in DC state, it had disbursed around $67.5 million in grants, and these are the main recipients: Raise Forward, Center on Budget and Poll Priorities, Brookings Institute, National CAD of SCIS, New Venture Fund. Similarly, you can analyze other states and recipients as well. You can also click here and view the detailed list of recipients, the geography-wise distribution, for example, DC, California, New York, and then you have distribution on grant size, so like 47 major grants and then 265 smaller range grants. Then you have the top 10 recipients which contributed to around 41% of total funding volume, average grant size, Gini coefficient, and some other insights. Let's see one more. Yeah, let's look at this one. Here I was trying to find organizations which are focused on education and learning. It found 50 organizations. Here's the overview that the distribution of those organizations by their size, revenue size, and keyword effectiveness, organizations. So the biggest one is Puerto Rico Education Foundation. Geography wise distribution, Texas is leading with a fair amount. Then you have sectors, which is education obviously because we are analyzing that sector, and detailed list of the organizations. Then it goes on and gives us insights and observations that education was the most effective keyword with 42 matches. The top states included Texas, Massachusetts, and California. All identified organizations operate within the education sector. The majority are small to medium sized organizations, with a significant number having revenue between $100,000 and $1 million. These organizations represent a diverse array of educational missions, from traditional K-12 schooling to technology integration and community-based educational initiatives. So this is just a short demo of this platform, and there are around 7 available tools to the AI that is answering your questions. So it can answer based on real data, it can perform analysis, it can help you visualize those data, and you can do a lot more. And in the upcoming few months and especially in the upcoming few weeks, we are going to add a lot more to make the user experience really worthwhile, and will get a lot more value by this platform if you are doing grant research, if you are planning your outreach for a particular organization. And yeah, that's what we have right now. As we make further updates, we'll keep you posted, and thanks for your time. Have a great day. Bye.